Deep wrinkle filler, the advanced lifting serum, which is so amazing. I'm like gonna get like 100 of those lifting serums. That's a good seller. And the replenishing serum C plus E, that's a huge seller. And the dynamic wrinkle limiter. We have the retinol zero point 0.3, the barrier restore. That's a hot item as well. The clinical solutions boosters, all four of the boosters. So all of those are 60% off for the month of June, and it's while supplies last. So you'll definitely check out that because you want to get more in your pocket. Remember, you can always get the products in June, sell them later, make more, buy them at a good cost, and sell them at the full price with that. Oh, yes, go ahead, Becky.
Did I read somewhere just a minute ago that you have to order $500 worth to get the bonus?
No, so yeah, I'll say that. You could get 60% off all those, but to get Points of Paradise bonus, when you order at least $500 wholesale of the skincare boosters, you'll get an additional 500 points. It has to be at least $500 wholesale order of the skincare boosters, and you'll get 500 points on the Points to Paradise.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you guys, and then remember the Points of Paradise. That's when you guys can earn the designer glasses, the designer purse, and the cruise. So definitely take advantage of that. Get a little boost on your Points of Paradise. Another announcement to reminder to register for seminar by July 1st. Also, when you register for seminar and you attend seminar, you'll also get another 500 points for the Points to Paradise. So I just love that they're giving us all these little bonus points for Points of Paradise. So you can get your sales in for Points of Paradise, and you can get your team building when your team works towards that. You can get the prizes. So huge with that. So registering for seminar July 1st. If you're Emerald Seminar, we're going August 11th through 13th. If you're Sapphire, it's August 14th through 16th, and Diamond is August 8th through 10th. Center, you guys are Sapphire, right? Sapphire. Okay. So
Diamond.
Sapphire and Emerald we have right here. So
No,
you
diamond.
guys could Diamond. Sorry, Diamond. Okay, Diamond. Yeah, see, that's right. You guys go first. So Diamond 8th through 10th. So get registered now if you have not gone to seminar and you want to know the benefits of it. Check with your director or your other consultants on your unit because you do not want to miss seminar. It's going to be in Fort Worth, Texas, and just a lot of great training with that. Another announcement, when you sell at least $300 or more on your My Shop, you will get a special lanyard at seminar. So make sure you're starting to, if you haven't already, start sending everyone your website so you can collect at least $300 in orders from your My Shop for that.
What's the
Let's,
timing for that, Jessica?
I believe I think it was May 1st through June 30th. I
Okay.
can't remember. Someone could double check me.
Okay. Thank you.
Double check me. And then we have the True to Me challenge, and that is May 16th through June 30th, I believe. When you sell at least 10 foundations, you'll get into that True to Me challenge. And the top 12 units of the seminar affiliation will get recognition at seminar. And you'll get a letter of congratulations from Ryan Rogers, and you'll get an invitation to an exclusive virtual class. So that's the top 12 units. So if you think that your order does not count, it does. So everyone really work on at least matching 10 people's foundation so you can sell 10 foundations to get into the contest for that. Another announcement, our star quarter ends on June 15th. So I know all units are working towards having at least 4 stars in our units. So really see how far you are. I'm sure your director has already told you how far you are. If she hasn't, you guys can go on, log in, see how far you are from the next level. But those star points, when you become a star consultant, you can get prizes from Mary Kay. Plus, when people search your zip code, you come up on there quicker, onto the top. So make sure that you are making sure you are a star. All right. There's like 1,000 announcements today, so I'm like making sure I've said all of that. And once again, I'll say it again, June 30th is the end of the Mary Kay seminar year. So let's make sure that everything you're doing is counting towards those goals. All right, directors, I miss any announcements? Okay, that's like I have like 3 pages. All right, now on to points. Shout out to all the ladies who submitted your points this week. We had quite a group submit. So let's get those pom-poms cheering for the people who submitted their points. We have Marianne, Becky, Patty, Sherry, Lisa, Stephanie, Michelle, Gina, Kimberly, and Corey. Nice job for submitting points. And then we had 5 people this week in the running for top sales. So number 5 with $304 in sales, we have Lisa Schreck. Woohoo! So remember, we are working on $300. That's our minimum there. So nice job, 304. She swooped right in to get recognized for that. Number 4, with $334 in sales is Sherry Rice. Woohoo, Sherry! Nice job. Number 3, with $450 in sales, we have Marianne Lamastis. Nice job. Awesome. And number 2, with $575 in sales, we have Patty Lovejoy. Woo-hoo. Awesome. And number 1 in sales with $1,290 in sales is Becky Osborne. Woohoo! So let's hear from our top 2 there. Let's have Patty Lovejoy, let's have you unmute and tell us how you had $575 in sales this week.
All right. Well, 300 of it was for my shop. So
nice job. You already earned it.
Already earned the lanyard. And then just the rest of it was from reorders. So
nice
just loving that. Loving the reorders.
Yes, I love that. Well, nice job, Patty. Let's give her another.
Thank you.
Isn't that the best when you have reorders? It's like, why would anyone sell a product that doesn't go down the drain and people need a reorder, right? That's the best thing when you don't have to do anything. You have a busy week or you have a busy month or you're just hanging out and you get a reorder and then another one. So
yeah, especially when one of the My Shop orders was somebody I don't know.
Oh,
and she did like $150 worth. So it's like, that is really cool.
Yes. Yes. If you guys don't have your My Shop set up, make sure you get that set up. It's just crazy how many people are out there looking for a consultant and they just randomly find us. We don't even know who they are. So I love that. Well, nice job, Patty. Awesome.
Thank you.
And number 1 in sales was Becky Osborne. So go ahead and unmute with 1,290 and tell us how you did that.
That was 2 weeks.
Oh, yes.
Was everybody else's 2 weeks?
Some people did like separate submitting. So yeah, you're good.
Because I had 826 this last week.
Right.
So okay. I had one party at my house, try the foundation party, and the rest were all reorders.
Wow.
Some from the party, they decided to add it on a few things, and no, that was later. So yeah, I guess I did add that, and they were all reorders. Great reorders this last 2 weeks.
Yes, I love that when reorders come in. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
And actually,
hey, Becky, is that because you did preferred customer program that your customers got those books?
Yeah, I think a lot of them were, and some of them were just always order this every other month. But yeah,
it pays off to do preferred customer program.
It does. Yep.
Yes. Nice job. Yes, that's perfect. Also, sorry, error. I know Marianne Lamastis, yours was added together as well. So yours was actually, her first week was 450, and then whichever way. The weeks were 450 and then 168. So I said $450 in sales, but she actually did $615 with both weeks. So nice job, Marianne. So I'll have you go ahead and unmute and tell us what you did for that great week.
Trying to unmute. Last week was mainly my PCP reorders. I did upsell a couple of people to the new mascara or the blush. I am talking to people about getting together with the foundation, and unfortunately I'm having so many people tell me that they just want to get their their foundation that they have been using, and then they'll get together with me soon. Which on one hand, it's good because I'm getting rid of the old foundations, but anyway, but mainly it was reorders. I did get together with one person, so yeah.
Hey, that's good. At least you're bringing up the conversation, and you're gonna have all those orders later, and you're moving the current foundations.
I have a question for everybody. Has anybody had any kind of reaction with the new foundations? Have you had any problems with that?
I haven't.
Okay.
No, absolutely none. And yesterday I had somebody come over and we did the foundation finder. It was the best match I've ever seen. So first time.
Mine aren't. My
Yeah.
foundation finder, it wanted me to be a light too, which I am
On me too, it did, but not on them. But yeah.
but I don't know if you can see how red my face is right now, but I'm getting a little worried. So I will let you know next week.
Yes, you gotta have the right lighting, I found for sure with the foundation finder. Try a couple different ways. If you guys haven't done it yet, go in front of your, in front of your window, try outside, try different things, and it'll give you 3 suggestions. So the first one, it might not be the best one, but keep trying. And then Marianne, maybe look at the ingredients too and see what's different. You might want to look at the 2 ingredients lists and see kind of what's different. But nice job, you guys.
I did. The only thing that I can think of is that I can't use some of our TimeWise line. And so the age fighting that they've got in the TimeWise, I don't know what it is that I'm allergic to, but I'm worried that that's what it is. But we'll see.
Yes, keep us posted. And then I also had another mistake on my math. Because it is 2 weeks. Thank you, Becky, for saying that. Stephanie King was number 4, with $366 in sales for both weeks. So sorry, Stephanie. So nice job. So we had 6 ladies with $300 or more. Nice job, ladies. Awesome. And then did I miss anybody else with 300 that came in? Are you guys okay? Also for career chats, Stephanie King had 2 career chats this week, and she had 1 new team member. She has her new team member, Annette Jackson. I don't think she's on here tonight. No, but nice job, Stephanie, for having a new team member. And Stephanie, would you unmute real quick and tell us your tip for having a new team member?
I don't think it was anything I did. I was shocked that she signed up because she was just going to do it just to practice. And I think Linda and I both had our mouths hanging open when she said she was going to do it. So I really don't know what was said. I don't. Do you, Linda?
Well, I think that's the key thing. She asked her friend to help her with her training. And she said, I'm not interested in doing this, but I'll help you with the training. And when we got done, she said, now tell me again about this discount. And she decided then that she wanted to become a consultant, partly to get her own, mainly to get her own discount. But that's how I started as well, was to get my discount. And so we don't assume anything. So Stephanie just put it out there, even though her friend said, I know I won't be interested. And Stephanie said, that's fine, that's fine. And look what happened.
Yes. Woo, Stephanie, nice job. That's the key. Just sharing with everyone. You never know who's going to say yes, and getting in front of all those faces and letting them off the hook already. It's okay if you say no. Just help me get your opinion. That's a lot of team members. I know we were all like nodding. Yeah, we started for a discount too. So nice job, Stephanie. That's so fun.
I'd like to do a shout out for another consultant in our unit. Check out what Jenny Mitchell is wearing. She ordered her brand new red jacket and it came fast, and she's looking good, and it's going to be easy packing for her for seminar because she will be wearing her red jacket all 3 days, just like us directors are wearing our director suit all 3 days. So you're looking good, Jenny.
Awesome. And Jenny, do you have 3 active team members? How many active team members do you have?
I have 3. Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So she looks sharp.
I will still wear it.
You look sharp. Yes, I didn't even notice. Thank you, Linda, for pointing that out. Awesome. And then one more shout out I'm going to do too is shout out to Corey Buck. She started a couple. I know she's doing too many things. She started a couple of weeks before May started, and she's already seen 30 faces in 30 days. She had what was it, Corey? Over $1,000, 1,600.
Yeah, I think it was 1660 something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. $1,660 in sales in our first month. So shout out to Corey and seeing 30 faces. So woohoo!
Way to do it.
Awesome. Well,
Great.
nice job, everyone. You guys are all doing amazing things. So now you guys are going to get to hear from our amazing Donna. She's been in Mary Kay for 48 years, you guys. 48 years. That's a big number, big deal. She's been a director in Mary Kay for 44 years. She's also a senior sales director, and she has been a star consultant 132 quarters, which means she might have 132 prizes somewhere. And then now with the points, she got to put them together and get bigger prizes. And Donna has also been nominated for Miss Go Give. She has her website that has helped so many of us, and she's always here to help encourage us and everything. So let's give it up for Miss Donna tonight for training. Woohoo!
Hey, well, I'm excited to be here, and I understand. Last week, we were in tornado warnings and storms, and I had no electricity and all of that. So you guys kind of took my program, my topic, and just from what I understand, you just covered it because we didn't have it recorded. I couldn't hear what you said, but I asked Linda, and she said mostly you talked about why you need to do a closing at the end of a facial. Is that kind of what you talked about last week? So tonight, what I'd like to do is talk about how to do that. Now, we have girls here that have $300, $500, $1,000 weeks, week in, week out. Those girls already know how to close and get the sale. But if you're not in that scoreboard every single week, then maybe you were like me in those 4 years before I became a sales director. I was scared to death to do a close. In fact, I did not do a close. And Judy Roman, I remember she would go, Donna, Donna, Donna. I can tell you a few more things she said, but and they were on a lot of my hangups. I had hangups, and if you're honest, if you're not selling a lot, you might be afraid of a booking, but let's assume you have the booking. Are you afraid to demonstrate the product? Tell someone how to use it. Raise your hand if that is a fear for you. It's not. That means you can show somebody and explain to them what you do every single day on your own skin, right? Easy peasy. Now, if you're honest, and is there anyone here that is afraid to close a sale and ask them for their money? Oh, I see a few hands there. So I'm talking to you girls because you were like me. And I was afraid to do that. I did not want to be a sales lady, even though I sold more Girl Scout, well, we didn't do cookies, we did peanuts. We just sold Girl Scout peanuts. I ran from door to door because I wanted to sell the most. But when I got to my age, I did not, when I was 26 and I started Mary Kay, I did not want to be a sales lady. But Mary Kay says, nothing happens until someone sells something. That's a famous Mary Kay quote. And another thing she told us is that it is just as honorable to sell as it is to buy. If there's nobody selling anything, there's nothing to buy. We can't go to the grocery store. That man started a grocery store so we could go give him our money. People make fun of the car salesman, oh, the cheating car salesman. But, I have a friend who's a car salesman and he's as honest as the day is long. There, you have to have salespeople in order to buy all these things, your gym shoes, your clothes, you can't even buy dog food unless you buy unless somebody sells it to you. So it's honorable to be a salesperson. I had to get that in my head that it's okay for someone to give me money. And that was a hang up. But those 4 years, well, my very first party, I did it. I was pretty good at the, telling them how to do it. Put this on, take this off. Put this on, take this off. But when we got to the end, they'd put their lipstick on. I said, "Okay, we're done." And that was the end of it. And I didn't, they all got up from the table, and they were at the hostess's house, and they wanted to see her new basement that she just remodeled. They all went down, and I'm throwing my stuff back into my kit. And I said, I knew I wouldn't be any good at this. But then one lady came back up and she said, "What store do you work for?" I said, I don't work for a store. And she said, "Well, where do I go to buy this?" And I said, "Well, you buy it from me." And she said, "Well, how do we get it?" And I said, "Well, you just tell me what you want." "Well, how much does it cost?" "Well, in the center of the table, I put some price lists." She goes, "Oh, where? Where?" You know, that woman was doing the closing that I should have done. She was asking me the questions. So I had to learn, and I didn't. That was my very first party, and we're talking 4 years later, and I'm still no good at it because I didn't want to be a pushy sales lady. That was in my head. And so I wanted to be a sales director, and I knew I had to teach other people to do this, and I had to demonstrate how to do it. And so I needed to learn how to do it. And so I wasn't really doing it very well at my parties, but I started teaching my team how to do it. See, I could fake it there, but because I wasn't really selling anything, but I did it enough until I got comfortable with it, and now I can do it for anyone. But I needed to have a step-by-step plan. And for you scaredy cats, that's what I want to show you is my step-by-step plan that I have used for the last 48 years. So I'm going to pull up my notes here, and I put all of this on documents on our meeting app. So if you want to go back, you might want to, because it's step by step, you could take notes and write down the steps. But if you don't want to do that, you can at the end, under the documents, there is a link where you can go to my consultant training on this, where I've broken it down into like 4 or 5 little lessons. Now, one of the things that you have to do to be prepared is, okay, I lost you here. I've got my notes up in front of me, but I lost you guys. Okay, so you have to have your products, if you have some inventory, or you have to have your demo products at least when you're doing either a facial or a party. Of course, we know that. And then you need to be prepared for the close. So you want to take sales tickets. Make sure you have sales tickets with you. You girls that are really good and quick on the phone and can do all that, I never, even when we had the Mary Kay app, I still used a paper sales ticket, and I wrote or had them write what they wanted on it, because something about paper is more comforting to me than just having it on the phone. So sales tickets, an ink pen, a calculator, and your closing sheets. So you have to figure out what your closing sheet is. And on the documents, I put my 2 favorite ones, both of which I made. There's a jillion closing sheets out there. You just need your favorite one. The first one that's there, you guys might have seen, it was the Waverly Way party. And it's like, if you buy 8 sets, you can get, it's the queen bag or the Cadillac bag, and then the other, the princess set, 6 sets and 4 sets. And it has all sorts of product combinations on there. Honestly, I keep it updated because people ask me to update it, but it's not the one I use. I use a much simpler one. I want them to focus on skincare and not have every product line that we have. I want to keep it, and I don't want to give too many discounts. So the second one that's there is the one that I use. So I'll show you those in just a minute, or you can open them up on the app if you want to look at them right now. But I'm going to take you through how I do a table close. So let's assume, now I got to get my notes up in front of me, and then I won't be able to see you guys, but that's okay. Okay, so one of the things that I truly believe is that it's our job to give free facials. It's the product's job to be so high quality that people want to buy it. Okay, so got to get back to the beginning. Women don't want to be sold, but they love to buy. So closing the sale is a skill that has worked in Mary Kay and in life for the 60 years we've been in Mary Kay. You have to learn to close the sale, and Judy would pound that into my head, and I didn't do it over and over and over. So Mary Kay herself had to learn how to sell at her very first job, and that was selling books to feed her family. And then she sold Stanley Home Products to feed her family. Mary Kay was a single mother with 3 kids, and she had to learn how to sell products. She had to learn that skill. It's step by step, and you really don't sell, but you make it easy for a customer to buy it. My very first party, I did not make it easy for them to buy. Actually, once this woman asked me how she could get the product, the other ladies started listening and they wanted tickets. And I did sell at the very first party, but I didn't think I was going to. But if that woman hadn't come back to me, I wouldn't have sold a thing. So we're going to start with the table close. So I believe there's 2 closings at every facial or at every party. We have the table close, and then we have the private consultation where you talk to each person. So first of all, we're doing the table close, whether it's 1 person, 2 people, or you have a table full of people. So we're going to start where you have either finished the last step of your skincare, if you're just doing skincare, or you put on the lipstick or lip gloss if you're doing the full color and skincare. So if it's just the end of the skincare only, I say, how does your face feel? And you want to touch your own face, because otherwise they go, well, I think it feels. So you put your hands here, they will do what you do. So then you just gently touch your face and they'll do it too. And they go, oh, wow, that's really smooth, or whatever they say. And then I ask, can you see a difference in your skin? If it's and then if it's a party, I always have them compliment each other. So I'll say, now turn to your neighbor on either side of you and tell her how nice her skin looks. And they do that. And they go, oh, wow, you look really good, or whatever, your skin looks soft. But if it's the end of color, you've done all of it, I say, okay, how does your face feel? And you touch your face just like we did before. Now, pick up your mirror, hold it at arm's length, and repeat after me. I look good. And when they do that, oh, I look good. And they start to giggle. And then I tell them to look across the table or to their neighbor and tell them how great she looks, or give them a sincere compliment. That's step 1. Okay. Then you want to plant booking seeds. So this is step 2 of the table close, planting booking seeds. You want your business to keep going by bookings from bookings. So the greatest, and I say to them, the greatest compliment you can give me is to share me with your friends and family. Who do you know that deserves some pampering time like we just had tonight? Now, take out your phone, and on the back of your card, please write down the names of 5 of your friends you think would enjoy and deserve pampering. I'll give you a quick minute to do that. And you give them, a couple, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever seems comfortable. Now, this was our first date tonight, but we don't want it to be a one-night stand. I have so many products I want to show you, so I hope we can get together for a second date. In fact, remember you can receive a Satin Hands pampering set or whatever your hostess program is. And I had mentioned that at the very beginning. So remember, you can get a Satin Hands pampering set if you hold a second date with me and share it with at least 2 of your friends. I'll share more about that when we get together in a few minutes. Okay, that's planting the booking seeds. All right, the next step, review the skincare set. So we need to review that skincare set that they just used, because especially if you've done color, they may have forgotten about the cleanser that they tried, a long time ago. In the bathroom, it takes us 2 minutes, right? But when you're doing a party, it may take 30 minutes to go through those steps. So you have to review it. And I say, okay, let's review the set that we just used. So let's assume it's the Miracle Set. It just takes 2 or 3 minutes in the morning and 2 or 3 minutes in the evening for a lifetime of beautiful skin. Now, you want to hold up each product as you mention it. Tonight, when you go home, you'll cleanse your face with the cleanser. Then you're going to apply the nighttime recovery, and I hold that product up. And then you're going to finish by applying the antioxidant moisturizer. And we keep it simple and easy because tomorrow morning, you'll cleanse your face again with the same cleanser. Actually, I like to keep an extra one in the shower. And then you're going to apply your antioxidant moisturizer again. So you got the cleanser and the moisturizer. And then you're going to apply the daytime defender. And this time it's after the moisturizer. At night, the nighttime recovery goes between these. But after, in the morning, the daytime defender goes after the moisturizer. That's how simple the Miracle Set is. 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes in the evening. I also recommend adding the eye cream to use both morning and evening. And after that, you can apply any other color products you choose, including foundation, primer, CC cream, translucent powder. Most women schedule a color appointment as their second date. And we'll discover the best colors for you based on your hair care, your skin tone, and your eye color. All right. That's the review of the skincare set to remind them what they just used, but maybe enough time's gone by, they kind of forgot. All right. Then the next step is closing questions and closing sheets. So now you want to answer the questions that every person wants to know. This is how to make buying easy for them. You must have a set sheet, a closing sheet that shows what they can purchase and how much it is. This sheet would also showcase any special offers that you may offer. And these first 3 questions that I'm going to tell you in a second are vital. This is what made it all work for me, being the scaredy cat that I was, because I can ask 3 questions. And I say to them, you probably have 3 questions. How does it come? When can I get it? And how much does it cost? Remember, that's what that lady asked me when she came up from upstairs at my very first party. Where do I get it? When can I get it? How much does it cost? Those 3 questions. So I'm going to share with you the steals and the deals for today only that I personally recommend. And so I pass out my closing sheet and I go over it in detail with them. I explain that closing sheet. Just don't hand it to them because there's too much clutter on it. And a cluttered brain can't focus. So you have to do the focusing and you have to tell them what's on that sheet and show them exactly, point to it, where they need to focus their eyes so it becomes clear to them. And then I say what most people do, and I point out the special deal that makes the most sense, or the most popular one. And when you have too many choices on a sheet, it's hard to focus on anything. So that's kind of why I personally don't use that 8 set sheet, because even though so many people tell me it's their favorite sheet and please update it and all that. So I don't know, use whatever works for you. But if you were going to go buy a washing machine, for instance, you'd go into the appliance store and the salesman's going to show you the high-end one with every bell and whistle there is. They're going to show you the bare bones basic, and then they're going to show you the one in the middle. Most people buy the one in the middle. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about a closing sheet. Okay, and then this is something that I came up with and I've used for years. And it was because back when I was a brand new consultant 48 years ago, we had something like this. The company provided it, and we don't have it anymore. And I made it myself, and it's products I tried today. And I have a sheet of all these products and how much the prices are. And I go around the table and I say, Susie, you use the normal to dry miracle set. And okay, pick up a pen. I tell them, pick up a pen. I tell them, put their name on the paper. I'm a teacher. And the reason I wanted their names on the paper is because they tend to lay those papers down, and I want them to take those papers home. So I know who it belongs to, even if I have to mail it to them. But I mark everything, go around the table and tell everybody every single product that they put on their face that day. And I'll show you that sheet in a minute. And so that's part of my closing, so that they have a record. It's for them, it's not for me. I tell them this is for you to take home. But yet it focuses their mind back to every single product that they have on their face in the correct formula, the correct color, and all that. Okay. Then the next thing that I do is I say that I need a record of their facials. You want them to start thinking about what they want to buy, what they might want to buy. So I say, I need to keep a record of all the facials I give. So if you'd please fill out the top part of this ticket, I'd appreciate it. And that's a sales ticket. That's where their name, their address, their phone number goes. And thank you for trying Mary Kay today. I hope you've loved it. I want you to know that you don't have to buy a thing. But I also want you to use this as your wish list. If money were no object, what would you love to take home today? And make sure each person has a pen to start filling out their name in the top of the sales ticket. And here's something I learned to do when they just sit there and they don't do it. I go, oh, Susie, can you find a pen? Oh, here's your pen. And I hand her the pen. And I say, yeah, just fill this top part out. It's not asking them to buy anything. It's my record. And that came from years ago because we had to turn in a sales ticket. You know how there's like 3 or 4 copies of the sales ticket? We turned in a sales ticket to our sales director every single week of all the facials we gave and all the sales tickets we had. We stapled them to our weekly accomplishment sheet and took them to our sales meeting and turned them in every single week.
Or mailed them.
Or mailed them. That's right. Okay, so the next thing, where am I at? Maybe I finished. Okay, so that's how I do my table close. And then let me get back to where I can see you guys. Okay, that's how I do a table close. From there, you go into a private consultation, and that's another lesson. That's another step by step process. But I'm going to show you real quick in a screen share what I was talking about. Okay, so here's the lessons that I was telling, where I was reading. And you have a link to that on the app. So let me go back here to the beginning of our app, right here in Documents. If you click there, here's this stuff right here. The table close. If you put your email address and your name in here and click Proceed to Checkout, it'll take you to exactly where all those words are. And then if you, let's see what did I do here? Okay, here's the closing sheet number 1 that so many people must like. And it's Cadillac Collection. It's $3.99. Pick 8 sets. It's valued up to $568. So you are given, I mean, it's a great deal for the customer, but there's a lot of choices on here. The repair set counts as 4 sets. The miracle set counts as 2 sets. And they can pick additional sets. With the recent price increase, the only thing I changed on here, because I couldn't figure out how to, make it more, but I took away a free roll-up bag. That's only there for the Cadillac Connect collection, and it's half price with the other sets. But people like this, so I update it. Here's the one that I have been using myself. It's not nearly as fancy and pretty, but it's when I was doing all my hydrofacial specials. Here's the platinum bundle, the diamond bundle, which is the Beyond Ultimate. These are at full price. There's no discount here. And then, but you see the special deal is 3 half off items from the spa bar. 3 half off items from the spa bar, whichever one that they buy. Here it's 2 half off items, and here's 1 half off items. Here's other things that they might want. I used to have this up here as a freebie with this set, but I'm not into giving things away for free so much anymore. So it's half price here. You're not losing any money on these, and if you can get them on other sets, and I've had people buy these sets because they want stuff half price off of this spa bar. So there's still some deals here, but it's not giving as much away on the other. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, Becky?
Just because I'm on my phone, I can't see it. Those are updated with new prices.
Yes. Oh, I
Thank you.
forgot to give you, oh, wait a minute. Let me
That's-
share one more
that's the
thing.
One thing I wanted to ask tonight. It's like
Okay, go ahead.
Nope, you're good. That's what I wanted. And if it up new
Okay, here's
prices.
products I tried today. This sheet right here. This sheet, I looked at it tonight and I have not updated. Okay, what happened to it? Whoops. Yeah, I didn't get the correct link here. Oops, I didn't. Products I tried today, I'll get the correct link on there. I need to update the prices on this. So this is the sheet I give everybody. And as they, I tell them to put their name on their paper. And I usually joke and say, I was a school teacher, you got to put your name on the paper. And then I go around, these are the products we tried tonight. Okay, we all tried satin hands. So put a little check mark right there beside satin hands. And you all tried satin lips, so go ahead and put a check mark there. I want you to take these sheets home with you and you'll have a record of everything that you used. All right, we try, I showed you the oil-free eye makeup remover, you know how you shake it and everything. But some might have used it, some might not have. So they can or cannot put that there. If you had them try micellar water, which I sometimes do, then you can have them check mark that. Okay, so here's the miracle set. Normal combination. So they circle the one and I tell them, Susie, you need to circle combination to oily. Jane, you were normal to dry. They put a check mark and they circle. They see how much it costs. Okay, the eye cream, you got to have eye cream. So y'all tried that, put a little check mark there. Now, if you did this, you can see I don't have my prices updated. But here's the repair set, the other skincare sets. I need to take this one off. I might have an updated one because I know I've done this. I might have gotten the link to the wrong one. Okay, Microdermabrasion Plus set is there. If you did that, they check mark that. Charcoal mask. And I just go down this paper to where we're at. If you did color, it's over here too. So eyeshadow colors, there's spot for 3 different colors if you did that. But the thing about it, you may have only used just a few things off of this sheet, but now they have, I go, oh, maybe I want to book that second facial so I can, do some of these colors and stuff like that. So this has worked very, very, oh yeah, this is April 24th. So this is an old one. I will put a link to the updated one. Maybe you don't want to do this, and it's okay if you don't. You might not need to do that.
But this was the way Mary Kay had it years ago, and we check marked everything on the little form. It came with our beauty books and stuff like that, and we did that, and we went home, and it was so successful that I've always done that. Okay, any other questions? Let me stop the screen share. Okay.
Donna, I have a
Great job.
question.
Okay.
You indicated that have them fill out the sales tickets. What about the profile cards? Do you not use those at all?
Yeah, yes, I do. I do
Okay.
that. I've either done that ahead of time or I, as soon as they walk in the door, I ask them to fill that out. So because I want to focus on a sales ticket, and that was always hard for me, I wanted them to start filling it out. And part of my hostess coaching was to say to my hostess, when it gets to the point where we're filling out the sales ticket, and I tell them it's like a wish list, and to write down anything that they would love to take home, whether they can afford it or not, just make a wish list. I want you to write down everything you can possibly write down, because when they see you writing it down, they're going to start writing things down. And the first time I did that, and I actually had the courage to tell the hostess that, she said, I'm getting everything. And she started writing it down on her sales ticket. And her mom was over there. She goes, well, I'm going to get everything too. And then her friend over here said, well, I'm going to get everything too. It was the highest party I'd ever had. I was out in the car in my trunk filling orders going, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Well, it's because I did kitchen coaching. Any other questions?
Thank you so much, Donna.
You're welcome. Now, closing the sale, getting the money, that's the private consultation. That's a whole nother little step by step. But when you and I put this stuff on a card, just have it written out so you don't have to memorize it. Just have it on a piece of paper or on your notebook so you can glance down, or put it on the back page of your flip chart so that your flip chart is sitting right there and you've got everything right there and you're just glancing down and looking at it until you have it memorized. And I always took my flip chart with me when I closed, and I had my private consultations 5 steps right there too.
One thing I would say is don't prejudge or assume, oh my gosh, these sets are so expensive. None of these people are able to buy them. You don't know that, and it's none of your business to decide. You say the same thing to everybody, no matter what you think their financial state or their interest level is. That is our biggest challenge, is deciding for someone what you think they will need. So just don't let yourself go there. Just go right down the paper, go right through the sets, and then just leave it at that. And you'll be surprised what happens.
By filling out that sales ticket, the top part of it, and then using it as a wish list, I'm doing that. I blame it on my director. I had to turn that in to Judy every single week as proof that I did that face. So, I told them that. I said, I have to turn this in. The government wants me to turn it in.
Time to wrap up.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'm opening up the breakout rooms.
Thank you so much, Donna. I do love that products I tried today. I use that a lot.
Yes, thank you, Donna.
You're welcome. Is everybody able to get in?
Thank you, Donna. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You might have to push me into a room. It's not letting me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, Jenny?
Jenny. One of the Jennies.
There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Everybody else?
I think I might have one more. I don't know if she's still, yeah. The third Jenny.
Jenny?
I have 3 Jennies on. We need Jenny Holstenberg to get into my
Okay.
Group 2. Okay, so now I'm going to go
I
join.
think you can go. All right.
So here we are.
Just
Hey,
Hey, sorry that you're having that reaction.
Yeah.
yeah, me too.
Is
I
it-
I also
oh.
used yesterday, and I probably shouldn't have.